been a long weekend, that's for sure. And if you can hear the crickets and maybe the air conditioner when it turns on, then I apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I just want to on the patio, talk about Joe Fest, let my hair fly, got a hat. Uh, Man, I got to tell you, like, it was so much fun. It was so much activity and so many people that were really enjoying themselves and having such a good time. Um, it was uh, it was more than I ever could have expected or could have asked for. Uh, got some prints, open these up and show them off if I can. Uh, Man, it just hanging out with Baldy Lots, hanging out with Baldy Lots, hanging out with Travis Moody, hanging out with Down South 77, my cousin, hanging out with a punk of toys, hanging out with about everybody under the sun, everybody that you know. I got a chance to hang out with and just have some fun, and it was really a good time. Um, I'm sitting out back of my house right now, just kind of chilling on the patio, and thought I'd go live just for fun. I really do need some rest. It was such a long weekend and such a long uh, time being away from home and in a hotel, having to worry about all kinds of crap. But if you were there, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you were also there, then you understand what it's like to be sitting there going around the show floor and finding all this stuff that you want to pick up, finding all this stuff that you'd like to buy, and then knowing that if you spend all your money on day one, then you're not going to have money on day two. It was just kind of overwhelming. First con that I've ever been to, so I will know better for next time not to spend as much money on day one, but also walk around and try to find stuff on day two. But that's okay because ultimately, a lot of that stuff was still there on day two. I picked up a couple of the 25th anniversary, displays. I know everybody has these. If you're a Joe collector, then you have these. Here, let me flip them around. Um, then you have these, right? You've got these. And cover my face. Um, the Cobra and the GI Joe ones. You have these already, I'm sure. But this was something that I never had. And when I walked in Target and saw that these were in Target, years ago on the 25th anniversary, it was like, man, I really should get those. I should really pick those up. And I never really did. And so years later, here I am trying to pick those up at a inflated price. However, this did come on Friday, right? I say Friday, no, Thursday before we left. It came on Thursday before we left, and so the ferret came in on Thursday right before we went out of town. Picked it up. Obviously, had to get that when it came in. But really, this live stream, what I really wanted to talk about for anybody that's showing up, and I see there's 11, 7 or 11 people. Um, 3 star, he says, dude. Legend Series says, awesome. The ferret. Um, so, really, what I wanted to say for anybody that's watching this live stream right now is that I had such a great time hanging out with people that I never thought that I would get a chance to meet. I never thought that I would get a chance to hang out with and chill with and have one-on-one conversations with, and it was amazing. It really was. It truly was amazing, and I hope that this the background noise for you guys is not too much. I know that my air conditioning is going on. There's crickets in the background, so I know it's loud. But I just wanted to go live for a minute, set up a ring light outside, sit on the patio for a second, and just take it all in, and remember what happened this weekend. And what happened this weekend was really a fellowship, like a really awesome freaking fellowship of people who came together for the same purpose and really enjoyed each other's company. You know, the panel that Travis Moody and Punk and Baldy, did. Um, it was really awesome to see that and watch it happen. Um, to see like some of the people that I've grown up watching, looking at their artwork and enjoying their artwork. Looking at these prints, looking at the all the toys, man. I mean, it's so freaking amazing. And if you've never been to one, it's something that you need to do. If you're in this sphere, if you're in this fellowship, if you're in this community, then it's really something that you need to try to do because it's such an enjoyable experience. And I was so glad that I got to go with my cousin to see it all, enjoy it all. Um, it's especially with family. But if you're there with your friends, if you're there with somebody that you love, that you care about, that you enjoy their company, that they're in the same things that you are into, and you go to one of these things, man, it's just the fellowship is so amazing, and I felt it, and being a pop culture YouTuber to and who enjoys toys, obviously, um, to to get pulled into this world and meet people that I've watched. I've watched their live streams. I don't know them well. They've seen me chat. I've been on some of the impromptu or some of the Punk's Friday night stream members only. Um, that stuff is so much fun to be a part of. But then when you meet these people in person and you realize they're just like you, man. They are just regular, normal people. And it's so much fun to be a part of that and to go eat breakfast, to go out to dinner, to sit in a pool, a freaking pool for 3 or 4 hours and just sit with 6 or 7 guys, man. Like it's so much fun. And I can't even describe how enjoyable of an experience that was, just hanging out with people who are there for the same experience that you are. And real quick, I'm gonna try to scroll through this chat real quick, man. I know this is totally impromptu. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I can't help myself. Um, let's see real quick. Obviously, the Legend series is here. Awesome. The Ferret. Uh, Greetings from Germany. Klopfer 288. Man, I appreciate it for you joining in. Clutch Boy, aka Sit in a Pan. IOPENADICK. Love it. Um, can't help myself. Shark Eyes, hey boss, yo legends, and Klopper. That 3-star draw says that. Hey Daz, Shark Eyes. The Roving Ronin, somebody new that I'm not familiar with. Just spent an hour giving CPR to my neighbor. Long CPR. I'm sorry. A long desperate fight that I lost. He didn't make it. I think it's going to scar me for years to come. I'm so sorry for that. I mean, if that is true, I really apologize, and I don't mean to make light of that. That is something serious, and I hope that's not going to scar you for the rest of your life if that's the case. But man, that is rough. Otherwise, the Rubbing Run says, how's everybody doing? Shark Guys is here. Legends, holy shit, Rover. Yeah, everybody's commenting on that. That's a comment that you put in, and all of a sudden you're going to get a lot. Benjamin, do you think being a clown and making fun of people in public is a good way to make money? No, I don't. Um, it's not my style. I don't know about you. It's not my style. Spamming, yeah, okay. Do clown work, Benjamin. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Bentley Horn, cool. Um, other than that, all right. Anyway, so I set up the ring light outside. I'm just chilling, and I thought I'd do an impromptu stream. And if people tune in, great. If they don't, that's great too. Love to see anybody that's willing to tune into my stuff. And by no means am I a large YouTuber or creator. But if you're up at this hour and you like to hear me talk, great. I am Pop Blender. Um, well, Benjamin, you know what? You and I have something in common because I am also a clown. And if you watch me bartend, you would understand that. It's one of the best things I do. Uh, Three Star Draw says, I'm trying to go through my footage. There's so much, man. Three Star, that's my cousin, Three Star Draw, otherwise known as Down South 77 or 77. Um, yeah, man, there's so much footage. And when I got back home, I had to pick up my son, bring him back here. And so, yeah, there's so much footage. I don't think I can possibly go through all of the footage in one day. And I have a stream tomorrow to do with Matthew Matson for our big show, number 6. And then I have a stream to do with you on Wednesday. And obviously, we're going to cover Joe Fest, and I'm going to try to do my best to pull some pictures up, scrub through some footage. But for anybody, I'm telling you, man, anybody that's watching right now, um, Legend series, I got to tell you, man, like the fellowship that happened this weekend with YouTubers that I have watched, really, honestly, with YouTubers that Three Star has watched, that I know he follows immensely, that he is you know, I'm not going to say like he looks up to them, right? Because these are grown men. We're all on the same level, man. And Legend series, brother, we're all on the same level. It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. It doesn't matter how many um, likes you have. It doesn't matter how many videos you have. Bottom line is we're all grown men. And the fact is that we love what we do. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy our hobbies. We love our hobbies. We love our toys. We love our cartoons. We love our wrestling. We love it all. So, fact is, no matter how many subscribers that you have, we're all on equal footing because we're all grown men and we understand that this shit ain't, it's not easy, man. It's fun to do. It's hard work. The bottom line is that we're on equal footing. And I will tell you something for anybody watching this on replay, I will tell you straight up, not a single person at Joe Fest 2024, big time me. Not a single person acted like they were more important. Not a single person tried to pretend like they had, oh, I don't have time for you. I'm waiting for this interview. I'm waiting for this person to come up to me. And I'm not kidding, man. Like it was really freaking cool to see people that you watch that you may or may not look up to, that you appreciate what they do. Not a single person big time. Not a single fucking one. And I'm going to tell you, in other spheres, in other clubs, in other things, there are people who will big time your ass, period, Bobby Bella. But I'm going to tell you, not a single person did this at this con. Everybody was on the same page. I mean, for heaven's sake, man, I wore a freaking Bucky's Bieber costume for the last 45 minutes of the con, and I had more people want to take a picture with me in a damn Bieber costume And I was laughing. I was living my best life. I was having the time of my life wearing that damn beaver costume, being silly and having a good time. And that's what it's all about. It's like, yeah, come here, be goofy, dress up, have a good time, walk around, let people enjoy what you bring to the table, because you do bring something to the table. Everybody brings something to the table. They may not be able to express it. They may not be able to distribute it, but everybody brings something to the damn table. And I watched it happen. I watched it happen this week, and so much so, like it almost. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, man, it almost brings tears to my eyes because as grown men, we look for connections. We look for connections. We look for people that are similar to us. When you're in your 20s and your 30s, you're doing your thing. You're running around, trying to hook up with chicks. You're working your job. You think you're Rico Suave. You're doing your hair and all that shit, man. And then you get to a point in life where you realize that shit doesn't even matter because nobody cares. You care, and that's okay. You care. But the reality is that nobody really gives a shit, and you think they give a shit. So then you come to something like this, man, and you've lived, you've learned, you've been around the block, and you come to something like Joe Fest 2024, and you run into people that you watch every day. You watch their damn streams, man. Like, they're great people. You love it, man. It fires you up, gets you motivated. They have the news you don't have. And you get fired up, and you watch this stuff, and it's like, okay, man, Travis Moody, that dude, he's got something going on. You watch Punk with Toys, you watch uh, Baldy Locks, who I had the pleasure 2 nights in a row of having some quality time with this guy, man. Like, this is not a guy that I would have ever thought that I would get the opportunity to sit and hang out with. And I'm talking quality time, dude. I'm not talking about that brush you off, hey, I appreciate what you do, content bullshit. I'm talking about real talk, deep talk. And on top of that, I got him to talk about pop culture. We had an hour-long discussion on Star Wars and the state of Star Wars that it's in right now, that I just had a stream on with several other people, some of those in the chat right now. And so to have somebody like that I would have never thought would comment and talk about what I like to talk about, it wasn't toys, it was pop culture. And I know I preface it all the time. I talk about it all the time. And I say, hey, I'm a pop culture channel, or I'm a pop culture person, and this is what I'm into, and whatever. But like, I had those conversations with Baldy. I had those conversations with Tony Stiggs. I had those conversations with Travis Moody, Toy Kind of Mood. I had those conversations with Toys. I had those conversations with a lot of the people that you and I watch all the time, all the time. And there's so many people out there that would say, man, that person would never want anything to do with me. They wouldn't want to, conversate with me. And that's bullshit, because I guarantee you they would. It's all about approach. It's all about approach. And you approach somebody respectful, but also you're you. And if you're you are who you are. Uh, I guarantee any one of those guys will chat with you for probably longer then most people would want to chat with a fan, or B, somebody who just wants to talk. And and so it's a really interesting weekend. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. I picked some stuff up. Yes, I did. Of course, I did. Why would you not go to one of these things and not buy some figures? Why would you not, like I showed off, man? Like, you know, yeah. How many of you guys have the 25th anniversary? I know you do. I know you guys have this, right? A lot of you have this. A lot of you have these figures, right? They're not great figures. They're not posable figures, right? Because the figures are not that great, but the display boxes are wonderful. I've had my eyes on these for years. I saw them come out at Target, man. You know what I mean? Like I saw these come out at Target, and I was like, oh no, I don't need that. I don't want that. That was years ago. That was way before I gave a shit about collecting or buying anything. And so I got those, and I really enjoyed them when I saw them, but at the time I wasn't into trying to do or trying to collect or really, I still love GI Joe, but it's one of those things where like, yeah, I said, yeah, man, I'd love to have that, but you're not into that stuff at the time, and then all of a sudden you find that you are. I just want to say that real quick. Let me read the chat though. 3-star draw says I'm trying to go through my footage. There's so much. Yes, yes, there is, and I have probably 63 gigabytes of footage that I have to download on my computer and try to figure out how to scrub through all that tomorrow before I have a live stream with Matthew Madsen. And then Legend Series, who is one of the best people that I've ever not met in person, one of the best people that I really enjoy conversations with. Um, you know, Legend Series says, Amen, brother. And you know what? Sounds just like somebody that's into wrestling, right? Amen, brother. Uh, oh, Shark Eyes. Here we go. Love some Shark Eyes, man. Can't always love some Shark Eyes. It's bloody good to hear how much fun you blokes had, and there was no air of bullshit present. Shark Eyes, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like seriously, and down south will back me up on this. 3-star will back me up on this. It was like hanging out with people that you have known for a really long time. That's exactly what it was like. There was not an air of animosity. There was not an air of big timing. There was not an air of, oh, you guys are fans. We're going to keep you at a distance. You hang at that end of the pool, and we'll be over here talking to Punk and Baldy and Tony. And then every now and then, if you want to swim over, you can come over and chat. No, literally, we're sitting in a circle, all of us. And this wasn't just at the pool. This was in at the restaurant. This was at the bar. This was at breakfast. This was at these guys were so gracious. But when I say that, like gracious for their time, you know what? I was gracious with my time too. My time is just as valuable as theirs, if that makes sense. My time is just as valuable as their time. And what I mean by that is that yes, they have thousands, tens of thousands more subscribers. They have many more watch hours. They have much more things going on. They have news. They get to talk to people. They have inside connections. But my point is their time is no more valuable than mine. And yet, at the end of the day, we came together and hung out like brothers, like we've been hanging out for years. That's how it was. And so I implore anybody that has not gone to one of these, or at the very least, Joe Fest. Yes, it is one of the newer cons. It has not been around forever. Yes, it doesn't drag in all of the big names, but from what I've heard, next year there's going to be some big names. I'm not going to try to confirm any of those. I'm not going to try to spam any of those. Uh, but I will say, from what I understand, there are some big names coming next year, and it would behoove you to try, if you can, to come out to this enjoyable experience. It really was. I'm not trying to be a shill for Joe Fest. It doesn't. I don't get no money for this shit. I'm just a guy that went to hang out, and also honestly, a lot of the people that I talk to, I don't haven't watched them for. I don't know them, and yet at the same time, I got to know them, and that makes me want to watch their stuff that much more. If that makes sense. Reading the chat real quick, I just wanted to say, you know, if I can read this correctly, I got my glasses on. Yuchi FF or Yuki FF, uh, and then uh, it says English or Spanish. Well, I don't speak Spanish. I do speak English, somewhat proficiently. Shark Eyes says, beautiful to hear. I was enjoying all of your content throughout the weekend, and everybody was smiling. It says a lot about the camaraderie. Yes, it does. It says a lot about the camaraderie. It was wonderful. Everybody was wonderful, so friendly, so willing to help, willing to make a deal, willing to help you carry this, do that. Legend Series says I have I feel toy conventions are going to be huge over the next few years, and I think you're right because at the very least, Legends, you understand that it's guys like us that have some money to spend. We have the ability to take off. Some of us are married, some of us are not. However, those of us that are married, been married for a while, have the ability to leave and go enjoy something like that and not have your wife worry about you cheating on her on what you're doing. I mean, at my age, man, like, seriously, if I'm with somebody, does it do me any good to cheat on that person? Like, I'm really gonna make something special, with somebody I don't even know? No, it's just stupid. Um, and I got your Legend series, with the feeling, with the asterisk. Shark Guy says, "Let me ask you, and as this, you're already looking forward to next year." Shark Guys, yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I will be attending next year, hands down. There's no denying that. I will be attending next year. There's no doubt about it. It's not a question. I That's all there is to say about that. And if Shark, if you have the ability to do it, and I know it's a lot more expensive, and it's a lot more for you to be able to do. I do understand that. So it's almost one of those things like where you want to save up your money and really pick the one con that you want to go to. And a lot of people say, well, okay, that's San Diego, that's whatever. Okay, fine. Like, I would never tell you not to pick one, right? But I will tell you that if you're looking to go to one where the YouTubers or the people that you connect with the most, the people you enjoy the most, I would say Joe Fest is probably the one to go to. If you really wanted to save your money and you want to spend 3 or 4 days or 3 nights and 4 days, whatever it is, Joe Fest would be the one I would pick out because if you look at the lineup, and I'm not talking about the lineup of guests like the big guests, the comic writers, like the creators like that. But if there's YouTube personalities that you really enjoy, then Joe Fest would probably be the one that you want to go to. Just by the list that I gave you. I mean, go on Instagram. Look at my Instagram, PopBlender75. Look up on my Instagram. Look at the pictures I post. of just the people that I talked to. And the thing of it is, those are just pictures. I can't tell you how important and how wonderful those conversations were with those people in those pictures. That is really the most important. And so, if you are from out of the states and you're looking to go to something, by no means, don't let me tell you what to go to. But I will tell you this con this weekend in Augusta, Georgia, if you're looking to get to know or have a good time with the YouTube creators that you watch all the time, this was the one to go to. And if you go next year, you'll understand why that's the case. So let me look at the chat for just a second here. Yeah, Shark Guy says, "Oh man, if I could have gone, I would have. One day I'll get there. I'd love to see you there, Shark. Like that, dude. Eh, I would love to run into you because I have a feeling you and I would have a great time. I really do." 3-star Jaw says, "Yeah, next year Larry Hama and Hama and Ron Rudat are most confirmed for Joe Fest. So imagine going and getting your comics, going and getting your figures or your prints signed by either one of those guys. So just imagine that in one place. Okay, so think about that. And then Legend Series said, "Yeah, I'm going to save up. I'll be at Joe Fest for sure next year." Legend Series, if you are at Joe Fest next year, are you going to bring Crown Fox Productions with you? That's what I want to know. Legend Series, are you going to bring Crown Fox Productions with you when you come to Joe Fest next year? Not to not want to hang out with you, but in a respectful way. I think your wife is so fucking cool. I would love to meet the woman behind the man. And I'm saying that right now. That's great. Shark Guy says, "Okay, this is a tough question. Did meeting anyone person in particular exceed your expectations?" Yes, I will definitely say that. And I said that on my Instagram post. Um, I will tell you that meeting, man, oh, man, it wasn't someone at the con that I met that exceeded my expectations. It was a YouTuber that really blew me away, and that was Baldy Locks. Baldy Locks reviews. I had like an hour and a half conversation on Saturday night in my world, in my world, talking about pop culture, Star Wars, talking about my world, and um, and it doesn't, by no means, this is not a knock on Tony, because I thought Tony was just a sweetheart of a man, just a wonderful. Travis Moody, better than I could have ever imagined. But I mean, I had one-on-one conversations. He took his time to invite me into the conversation. Not that he needed to even do that, but like I could tell this is a person who's looking out. He's got his eyes peeled. I get it. Hawk with toys, just funny as shit, man. Funny as shit, just like you'd imagine. Um, Baldy Locks was the person that really I I I, I love that guy. Love him. He is Shark Eyes. He is a legend of a human. I gotta tell you, man. I connected with that dude, and he could break it down. He could break it down, and he knows far more about all the shit that I don't know about. But when we started connecting on pop culture, and we started connecting and talking about you know, Star Wars in particular, other stuff. And I started to kind of get into what I do, what I like to talk to, he was right there with me. He was able to go step for step. And as a matter of fact, he really surprised me because he knew more about that shit than I thought he would know about. And it was a wonderful conversation. And I really enjoyed having this point of view about all of it. It really was, man. Baldy was the guy that I think, and he really just from the get go, somebody that was outgoing, talkative, and don't get me wrong, because Tony was like that, Travis was like that too. Like it just you have to speak up, you have to talk, you have to get involved. All of those guys were just as wonderful as you would think that they are. Whatever preconceived notions that you have, I can tell you, knock those barriers down. Take a fucking sledgehammer, beat them down. Those guys are freaking awesome. They really were. Legend series. He says, "Pop, my wife and I will be at Joe Fest in September, or Joe Atlanta in September. Let me see. I gotta check. I gotta check with Three Star Draw. I gotta check with him about that. That's a two in 1 year. A little recouping involved. By the way, just one more time, I want to show this up here. This came in the day before we left town. I'd love to do a review on it. You guys know I'm not a toy tuber. It's not my thing. But I would love to do a review on the ferret and the ferret driver. If you guys would tell me that you'd watch it. If you guys feel like you'd watch my review on the ferret driver and the ferret, then I'll do a review on it. If you don't give a shit, then I won't do it. Uh, we go back just a little bit here, real quick. That's funny. Hey, of course I am. I got go everywhere with my wife. Of course you do. Why would you not? A woman that fucking cool. Why would you not go everywhere with it? I would. You kidding me? And I would love to see you there next year, Legends. I really would. I'd love to meet you in person. You're such an inspiration. You seem like such a fantastic person. Such a upbeat and interesting person to talk to. I would love to sit down with you for a couple of hours and shoot the shit. Man. Uh, so let's see here. Let me scroll back, and I apologize, guys. There's quite a few chats in here. Shark Guys earlier said, "Beautiful to hear." I was also enjoying all your content throughout the weekend, and everybody was smiling. It says a lot about the camaraderie, and I apologize if I mentioned that before, but yes, it does. Yes, it does. It says a lot, and I'm telling you, nobody had a big head. Nobody tried to big time. Nobody tried to plug their YouTube channel and say, okay, everybody's wearing shirts. I had shirts made that had my YouTube channel on it. And I walked around the Three-Star Draw. He had jerseys made, for Christ's sake. Pittsburgh Steelers jersey with my channel name on the back, his channel name on the back of his, and then Three-Star Draw on the front with his logo on the sleeve. I mean, that's some cool ass shit, man. You don't get no better than that. Let's see here. Let's go through really quick. I know this is late night and impromptu, guys, but I just felt like sitting up on the patio for a second, throwing the light up, having a little fun, and talking to you guys. Whoever wants to chime in, man. I really appreciate anybody who tunes into anything that I do. I'm so grateful to talk to any of you out there that you actually enjoy listening or talking. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed that. And it means a lot. It really does. Shark Guy said, "Oh man, if I could have gone, I would have. One day I'll get there." And I understand, and that's something that you got a long way to go, man. Like you got a long way to go. So to come from Australia, it's this isn't a hop, skip, and a jump like me or Three Star. This isn't a long drive like Legend Series. Coming from what fucking Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't coming from Phoenix like Tony's Figs, man. Like driving from Phoenix or whatever. Like you're coming from Australia. That takes a lot of nuts, dude. Like that's a hell of a trip. I'm sorry. Like that's a hell of a trip, man. And so I would love to see you there. I really would. I think it would just be the best. If we could get frostbite, if we could get frostbite, right, and shark eyes at the same time, how much fun? How much fucking fun would that be? Right? Like how much fun would that be? That'd be fucking amazing, dude. Yeah, yeah. Shark eyes a 20-hour flight. Yeah, you're right. About 20 hours. Yeah, you better than I will. But that's what I've heard. I've read those of mine that have done that. Um, it's 20 hours and it's not 20 cheap hours either. So, would I love to see you come hang out? Yes, absolutely, I would. Do I want you to spend your life savings on catching a flight? Yes. Like, no, I don't. But I would love to see you there. I'd love to catch up to everybody here. Honestly, but I made some really cool new friends this weekend. People I'll be checking up with, checking up on, and Sharkcast says, oh, okay, getting Lenny there would be even tougher than Manager 665. That's a rough economy flight. Yeah, tough. I wouldn't want anything to do with that, and I know he doesn't either. Can he? Like, holy shit, 6'5". It's a big man. It's a big fucking human. So I'm gonna show these off tomorrow. I'm gonna show off when I get home before the live stream. Uh, you know, uh, I'm gonna show off before the live stream some of my Delta 17, the Delta 17 figs, and the chicken fried toys figs. Man, those were so cool. They were so much fun. So this is a print that I bought. This is Firefly, obviously. Love it. Down with this right here. Obviously, we have Megatron. Like this print, I just really love. Soundwave in the bottom corner. Starscream. We have Shockwave. I mean, you know, you, this print, freaking awesome. And then obviously the Boat Cobra. You know, make America great again. Vote Cobra. I couldn't help it. And I got a picture of me with a cosplayer from the costume company that Aaron the Toy Enhancer is actually, he belongs to. And I got a picture of Cobra Commander holding that sign up, and that was really cool. Like, super cool. Selfie with him. The one amazing thing is I saw Aaron the Toy Enhancer like all freaking weekend. And yet, at the end of the day, I never actually saw him in his Viper costume. Never actually saw him in his Viper costume. And for that, I'm actually really upset about because I saw a selfie and I had so much going on that I couldn't really tune into his live. But like, I saw a couple pictures of him in his Viper costume and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I missed that. Like, I totally missed that. And so I was totally late for it. But yeah, Shark Eyes, man, the Firefly, dude, I loved it. Legend series, I mean, it really is. This was Robert Atkins, if you know Robert Atkins, the Prince, and not the Cobra Commander, however, the Firefly was Robert Atkins, and then I believe it's Ron Shearer. Ron Shearer did the other print that I have. Right. Let's see. That's no, Brian Shearer. I apologize. Brian Shearer did this print right here, which, I mean, come on, it's freaking ridiculous, right? And then Robert Atkins had the Firefly that I got for $20, man. You can't beat that. Come on, man. I mean, these guys have to make a living too, right? They have to make a living. They come to the cons. These are guys, these are iconic people, man. These are people that have drawn these things for us. These have drawn these things for us to enjoy, to get pleasure from enjoying your artwork. And so they go to these cons, man. This is what they do. This is how they make a living, right? And so the least I could do is support them in what they do. They've worked on you know the IDW stuff. They've worked on some of the comics. They've worked on other things. Um, and so the least I could do is at the very least support them for producing something that I derive so much pleasure out of, that I enjoy watching so much, that has given me so much joy over the years and years and years. And when you break it down like that, man, you know, then then you can say to yourself, you know what? Yeah, I want to support this person. Uh, Possibly, man. How the crickets. You already know how the crickets are. You're inside right now. You're playing video games. Well, I have to tell you about the crickets. You already know about the crickets. They're loud as shit. I knew that was going to happen during the stream, and if anybody can stand it and they're listening along with me, then they'll be okay with it. You know. So so yeah, man. This Shark Guy says, I'll roll down a little bit. Legend series says that's beautiful artwork. Yes, it is. Shark Eyes, that's really nice. Firefly print right there. I love it. I love Firefly. He's one of my favorite characters. Him and Flint are like two of my favorite characters. They had a net on Card Flint from 1985 for $850 this weekend. I can't do that, but it would have been nice. And Shark Eye says I have a tattoo of Robert Pattinson's Death from Mask, and I believe it looks probably awesome, dude. I have no doubt about it. Um, let's see. Two Girl says I'm also trying to write a Joe Fest recap rap. Well, have fun with that. I can tell you that being a drummer or I say musician, but mainly a drummer, a little bit of a singer, I guess. I was more of a David Lee Roth than I was a actual singer. Entertaining on stage, but not vocally super talented, I guess you could say. Whatever. Um, that's not easy. Writing a Joe Fest rap, gotta hunker down, boy. Legend Series, 3 star. I want to hear that shit. Yeah, I do too. Trust me, I want to hear it. We were cutting up today at the car on the way home. Although I have to admit, I'm not gonna lie, uh, I would look out the window on the way home, and I would kind of fall asleep for a minute and a half, and then I would hear something and be like, "Oh yeah, 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 that's right, yeah, East Tennessee." Yeah, like it's very hard. It was a long weekend, and I give a lot of kudos to 3 Star for driving the entire way. We had talked about before we left, we talked about last night about swapping out and making that last stretch. I'd drive or whatever. That never really happened. We did get back a lot quicker than we got down there on Friday, so I will say that. But yeah, I was tired. 3 nights of having cocktails, hanging out with everybody, getting 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, get up the next day. I'll do it to you. Let's see here. Shark Guy says, to answer your question, the stream is just under 4 hours from now. We're talking with Sunny. Oh, okay, my bad. That was in response to Daz. So I apologize for that. But let's see. Yeah, they had the scrap iron, carded scrap iron for $600. If you're willing to pay that, then you could have a carded scrap iron. And don't get me wrong, it was encased in a plastic box and it looked fantastic. I'd love to have it. But man, oh man, that's it. That is a price I cannot pay. Uh, Let's see here. Drive down there was ass. This three-star draw. Shark Guy says, Pop, another question for you. Who put the most work in at the hotel bar? So if you're asking me who the bar MVP was, I would have to say all of us. And I know that's a lame answer. Like I know that's a lame answer for me to say, like well, who was the MVP? Who was the home run hitter of the bar scene? Um, I would say when I say all of us, what I mean by that, okay, not everybody, all of us, as in Travis Moody, uh, Tony Figs. I would say that myself, three stars. Uh, so who am I forgetting? Because Aaron and Crow, not really on that level. Not that they can't be, not that they wouldn't be. But as far as like really sitting there ordering some whiskey, whatever, uh, not so much. Shark says, no, that's a good answer. Yeah, it was actually, I mean, it's the usual suspects, Shark. So in your mind, if you think about it, because Lawrence doesn't. So let's just cancel Lawrence out of that altogether. So knowing that, then you could probably come to your conclusions and figure out who, who is actually the bar MVP. I'd like to say myself, but in my younger years, I would have definitely voted for myself. These days, eh, I still put him down, but I'm probably more of a lightweight these days than I used to be. Let's see here. Shark says, I figured you'd be holding a beer in the bar also. Yes, actually it was. And I'll tell you what else is painful, Shark, is that there was Saturday night, actually. I believe it was Saturday night. It got really busy. A lot of people for dinner. The bar's getting busy. And I know what it's like because that's what I do for a living. I bartend. And so it was really frustrating. It's really hard to watch another bar and then the bartender go down in flames. So much so that like they stop asking somebody's name, they stop giving small talk, they stop like being friendly, they had that look of terror on their face, and it was a little frustrating because I know what happens when I get busy and what shit goes down when I'm working, and so to watch somebody else excuse me, to watch somebody else kind of go down in flames and really struggle. He kept up a good attitude. Same as Kevin, really nice guy. He kept up a really good attitude. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to, you got to bing, bang, boom, baby. You got to take orders. You got to point fingers. You got to shake hands. You got to kiss babies. You got to kiss hands and shake babies. Like it's, you got to shake and move. And you ain't got time to think about things. You just got to do. And knowing the Joe Fest was in town, I thought the bartenders would be aware of that and really be on top of their game. Again, I'm not going to say they did help us because they did, and they were wonderful and actually very friendly. But as a bartender, I'm going to be critiquing the entire time. It's difficult not to. Let's see. Tony was bending the elbow. Anyways, so I guess as I figured you'd be holding it. Yeah, like, okay, I said it. All right, so yeah, Saturday Night Live, Three-Star Draw, yeah, it was all of us, and also Toy Connections was throwing them back too. And Toy Connections, he was funny. He was funny, and he got on a roll. And I remember watching him for a minute. Um, that was a good time. Um, but really, the little friend group that we were in, it was dicey. Everybody was having a good time, but everybody was having a good time. So I'm not going to call anybody out, say anything like that, because nobody got sick, nobody did anything stupid. But it was a really, 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 really good time. And Travis Moody, a lot of fun, a sweetheart of a guy. Tony's Figs. Like Tony was again a sweetheart of a guy. Uh, Obviously Lawrence, Uncle Toys, sweetheart of a guy. Especially once you get to talking, man. Like you start talking, you start figuring out. Yeah, you're so in common. And yes, some of us don't have that many subscribers. Some of us do, whatever. Um, but it's not a starstruck thing. It's not. They don't want you to be starstruck. They don't care about that shit. And there's really no reason. It's like, yeah, you may have. It's like Mega J Retro. You may have 20,000 subscribers, but the person doesn't act like that. They don't big time. And that's the great thing about it, because everybody understands, no matter how many subscribers they have or how many views they have, everybody's there to look at some GI Joe shit, or the custom stuff, or the Delta 17, right? Everybody's there for that same purpose, man. And so there was no big time at all. I'm sure this happens in this space, but there was no big time whatsoever. At least not from my perspective, not that I experienced. Um, let's see, real quick. It takes a barfly to know a barfly. Yes, it does. I can tell you, I know a barfly. Being in that industry for 24 years now. Yeah, Shark Guy says, "Oh man, hospital people can can see right through that when we step in a venue." Uh, 3 star, I went armed with 2 flasks after the bar closed, and it says there was probably 75 people kicking it in the lobby until like 2 a.m. Yes, actually, it was more like 3 a.m. And the lobby was full because the restaurant eventually closes, so they got to kick everybody out. And so, everybody's just kind of hanging out where the front desk is, and you've got couches or chairs or whatever. And everybody just pulled up a seat and hung out. And you have to understand, like, they're used to this, right? This is a convention center hotel. They get it. They're not going to run people off, but at the same time, they're not going to just allow people to have to run in the place. So, at the end of the day, it's a very symbiotic relationship, and I think it's a great place. It's right there. You don't have to go outside to get to the convention part. You go to a skywalk, so you're in air conditioning the entire time. It really was a great experience and easy to get to. Shark Guy says, okay. um, okay. So anyway, so I've rambled on a bit tonight. Uh, I will take some film of everything I picked up. I know that 3 Star Draw, aka Down South 77, will also take some footage of everything that he collected this weekend. Had a good time with. I just wanted to go live impromptu just to shoot the shit with you guys, see if anybody would tune in. I know I've got my bedtime face on and my bedtime hair, but at this age, I don't give a shit, and you probably don't either. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little rundown. Tomorrow night with Matthew Matson at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. We will be doing the big show again with our pop culture stream. We will both be going over what I attended, which was Joe Fest. He will be at the DFW con, and he will go over his experience and see Bobby Vala and some of the other people he ran into. And then we will also talk about Star Wars and Acolyte, both. We're going to talk about those tomorrow night, like I said, at 10 Eastern Central. And then I have a Wednesday stream with just our draw. And it is our G.I. Joe stream. And guess what we're going to be talking about on Wednesday night? G.I. Joe. That's right. And we're going to talk the shit out of this con. Pictures, maybe some video. We may get to some new Joe news, but if we don't, as long as you guys are cool with hearing about Joe Fest, then fuck it. That's all. That's all we might talk about. I got no problem with it. If you got no problem with it, it'd be fun. So two streams, and then I will do my solo stream, the unfiltered, on Friday. I'll let you guys know what time that is. I can't wait to go off on some acolyte and some other bullshit. But nonetheless, man, I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love the fact that you might tune in and listen to me talk to you, listen to this old man ramble on a little bit. But I just felt like doing it tonight after settling in back home. I'm gonna sign off for the rest of the night. Get some rest. I got to work in the morning. And so I really appreciate anybody and everybody who stopped by Legend Series, obviously, Shark Guys, um, obviously 3 Star hanging out, although he needs to go to bed too, but I think he took the day off tomorrow. But anybody watches this on the replay, like, subscribe, whatever. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. I can't control you. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out for a little while, man. I really, really, really do. And I will talk to y'all soon. All right. Thanks a bunch. Let's get it on, baby.